Hi everyone, I am Joanna from Joanna Amigurumi, and I make a lot of stress ball patterns. So we have been doing this for over a year, maybe two now, and something has changed in the way that manufacturers on Amazon are selling stress balls. When I first started, the 1.7, 1.8 inch was the most sold probably size on that platform. Now you're going to mostly see the 1.4 to 1.6 size. So I ordered a bunch of stress balls here recently so we can kind of see what's going on, and they don't make them all the same, as you're going to find out. So I'm going to show you specific listings and what they looked like as of January 2026, and maybe we'll update this like once a year, every 6 months or something. But I thought this might help you out a little bit so you can decide what you prefer for your stress balls. Some people prefer the liquid inside, some people do not. So hopefully this will help you out. Okay, let's get started. The first box we're going to go over is this one here. The link is right here. And we'll call this number one. Okay, so these are all pre-packaged, and I can already tell that they do not have the liquid inside, which is fine. If they were ever inside, it's evaporated out or leaked out or something. So the good thing about all of the stress balls that I've ever bought that I have found, if they look like they have liquid in but maybe it came out or something, it still works. It still works as a stress ball. It's not like it's gushing out water. You're not going to notice that, it lost the water. But so it's perfectly fine as is this size. And I'm not 100% sure what the sizes are, so I'll leave that up to the listing when I add them at the end of editing this video. I believe these are 1.7, 1.8, something like this. So these are acceptable in my book. I prefer the ones with liquid inside myself, but these seem just fine to me. Number two is these, and listing here. Okay, so these are definitely a 1.4 size, and there's a lot of cool colors. These have bigger beads inside of them than the ones I just showed you. Ooh, they feel kind of weird. So the beads are so giant in there that there's like not a lot of room for liquid or anything else. There does appear to be liquid in there. The other thing, I didn't look at the ones before, is we always want to check this outside layer and how thick that is. These are great in my opinion. The bigger beads are kind of maybe be trickier with the smaller mouths, but I really don't think that's going to be a problem. So I really like these. And they come in a lot of fun colors too. So these are good in my book. Number three, these are interesting. So here's what they look like. Okay, and here's the listing. And these are not individually wrapped. This is, I think, the first time I've had stress balls not wrapped. And they have a very strong smell. I've got my fan blowing and it's just very strong smell. But of course that'll go away over time. Very thick outer layer, the same beads as before. These are essentially the same things that I just showed you for number two, but they actually feel tougher. Like this feels really thick and tough and is not gonna break very easily. So it doesn't really bother me that they're not individually wrapped. It really doesn't bother me at all. Okay, so I like those. Next, number four, we have, now these are the same label as number two that I showed you. This is the listing here. And these are probably just the same as the ones before. I always like the ones with the really pretty, like, multiple colors in there. So we're going to open one of those. And these are probably the same product as before because it has the same label, but you never know. They do feel the same as those other ones. These are also 1.4 inch, just like the ones before that. And I think these are great. The liquid, it has liquid in them, and those are great. Okay, now we have number 5. All right, now this is the listing here, okay? And this is the exact same label that came in them as the ones we just opened. And I can almost guarantee this is really, like, the colors are different. I think that's a little bit of what's different. They might have the same label in the front here, but these colors are a little different, unless they're mixed up differently in each one and I just wasn't seeing this color in the previous one. But again, same big beads, thick outer layer. It's fun to squeeze because you can feel them in there. But yeah, those are good, have the water inside. So those are good in my book. These are all 1.4s except for the very first ones that I showed you. All of these 1.4 size I really like. And I am going to be starting to be writing more patterns for that size, since it is becoming harder to find the 1.7, 1.8 inch size stress ball. Now I say that they're all 1.4 inches, but they could be maybe 1.5, 1.6. I'm not physically measuring them. I'm just kind of seeing, kind of eyeballing at this point. All right, so next one, I think we're on 6, is this one and the listing. And I think these are supposed to be 1.7 inches. They probably are. But again, they're just like the first ones I showed you. They have, the outside layer feels very thick. It is the smaller beads, and it's more of air inside than the liquid. So here you have it. So pretty much just like the first ones. Again, not as fun in my opinion as the 1.4 inch, the smaller ones, because of the way the liquid is and it's the smaller beads. But this does work just fine. And really, when you pop them in, not pop them physically, but squeeze the stress balls and these come out, you're not going to notice much of a difference at all. Okay, so these might actually be the same as the first ones I showed you. So this is number 6 and this is number 1, if I don't spill it everywhere. So it's different labels, but they're pretty much the same thing. The last ones I have, these are definitely a lot bigger. I think we're on number 7. So this is these, and listing is here. And let's open one of these up. Again, these do not have liquid in them. Maybe this size just isn't doing that anymore. Because when I first started, it was much more of the consistency of the 1.4 and a bigger ball size. So anyway, same exact, in my opinion, product as the first ones and the last ones I just showed you. So these are definitely the larger size, so you're going to want to use these for my regular patterns. They do not have the liquid in them. They have the smaller beads. They squish just fine. I hate saying just fine, but they're not as fun without the liquid, but you know, if they pop, then you're not going to see any liquid come out at all. But these are my recommendations for these stress balls. I would recommend any one of these, even the 1.7. I'm assuming this is 1.7 size. I'll know when I put this video together. But I would even recommend these. I just really like the way that the 1.4 to 1.6 inch is looking now. So there you have it. Okay. Something else that I wanted to go over was, you know, the most common question obviously is, what do you do to prevent your eyes from popping your stress ball? This is what I use. This is a Klein's tool, curved edge, something like that, pliers. So I'll show it against the door there. You can kind of see. This is what I use. I just cut the backs of the eyes once when they're on, and it makes it kind of have a flat back. I don't have the time to melt the backs and wait for it to cool, yada yada. Some of you guys do that, that's great. This is what I personally do for mine. if you were that concerned with the eyes popping, embroider them. I know that's not as fun for most of us, but if it's that much of a concern, just take 2 seconds to embroider eyes before adding the stress ball, okay? So I'm really excited. I'm almost to 50 patterns, and I'm only 6 away at this point in making this video, so we're going to be adding some more. I've got a lot of patterns that I've been working on for the last couple months, and they're just not quite working out. So hopefully something will click, or we'll move on to something else. But yeah, more are coming. You guys love these patterns. My customers love these patterns when I go to markets. They're just a lot of fun. They're not going away anytime soon. So get all the stress balls you can, have a lot of fun. When you find a stress ball you like, order as much as you can of that, because these Amazon sellers are not being very kind to us in keeping that product for very long, it seems like. Like I said, when I first started, the 1.8 inch was the most common. It was the great consistency, and then all of a sudden they changed their listing to like square ones or something, and then didn't actually change the link or anything else. It just replaced it altogether, making it look like that's what I was recommending when I wasn't. So anyway, let me know if you guys have any questions. If you have any suggestions for new stress balls, I'd love to hear them. Leave them in the comments, and happy crocheting!